The fact that the president is talking about it is new, but this is something that we here at Fox News have been talking about for months. I remember it really caught fire back at the beginning of May when Ty Cobb left as the president's in-house counsel on Russia, and another person was brought in to replace Ty, was said to be handpicked by McGahn to be his successor because it was widely believed back then that Justice Kennedy was probably going to retire, and Don McGahn, who led the confirmation of Neil Gorsuch, wanted to lead the confirmation of the next Supreme Court justice. But the president did make it official this morning, saying, quote, White House counsel Don McGahn will be leaving his position in the fall shortly after the confirmation, hopefully, of Judge Brett Kavanaugh to be the United States Supreme Court. I worked with Don for a long time and truly appreciate his service. McGahn was most recently in the news for cooperating extensively with the special counsel Robert Mueller. His cooperation was something that was the idea of Ty Cobb, who we talked about, and John Dowd, who was the president's outside counsel up until the beginning of April. They thought that it would be a better idea to get McGahn to cooperate with Mueller rather than risk Mueller subpoenaing everyone in the White House. So McGahn spoke with Mueller a number of times, some 30 hours of questioning, which is why this morning John Dowd said on Fox and Friends there was no reason for Mueller to sit down and interview the president. Listen here.
He's the one that asked for the witnesses. He's the one that asked for the documents. He told us that everybody told the truth. He told us he didn't need any more documents. All those documents and testimony answer all the 49 questions and all the topics he raised. We put it in our January 29th letter, offered to write it up again.
And again, even though, Eric, we've known that this was likely coming for months, a rather unusual response from Chuck Grassley, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, who just tweeted, President Trump, I hope it's not true McGahn is leaving White House counsel. You can't let that happen. People who know Don McGahn say it's likely that he is going to return to his former law firm, which is Jones Day. That's where he was plucked from to become White House counsel. One reason some people have speculated that whole story came out about McGahn's involvement with the special counsel was to let people at Jones Day know that McGahn saw it as his duty to protect the office of the presidency, not necessarily protect President Trump. The likely successor, as we understand it, to Don McGahn is going to be Emmett Flood. Flood was the one who was brought in to replace Ty Cobb as the president's in-house Russia counsel. Flood and McGahn have known each other for an awfully long time, and it's believed, again, by people who I talked to about this months ago, that McGahn handpicked Flood to come in, knowing that he, McGahn, was eventually going to leave and wanted to have somebody who he trusted in that position as White House counsel. Eric?
All right, a transition at the White House. John, thank you.